A very good and happy Tuesday morning to everyone out there. Happy second day of the work week. Landon Hampton here with you early this morning, the driver's seat to bring you your latest weather and not forecast, courtesy of On Target. Still got cloud cover. It's kind of socked in out there. You can see this blanket of clouds working through the Tennessee, Mississippi, lower Ohio valleys early this morning. Something I do want to take note of is taking a gander here at the location of these areas of high pressure located down here to our east and to our south and west. We got this area of low pressure up here to our north. These things are going to be working in tandem, folks. We're going to have very gusty southwesterly winds that we're going to be dealing with throughout the entirety of today, taking us on into our Wednesday as well. This is going to warm us up. We're going to be seeing winds of the magnitude gusting upwards of 25 to 35, perhaps even 40 miles an hour at times with the current setup that we've been given, all right? So we'll be jumping more into these intricate details in just a moment. Just know, folks, we got a very active weather pattern here on the horizon for us. Getting a gander across the region, D93 Skycam in downtown Bowling Green. It's got the low-hanging stratus deck out there. We got the low-hanging clouds, not allowing for much of a sunrise whatsoever. Same can be said nearly overlooking the Sexton Bill-Builder Skycam down in Gold City in Simpson County. Got some breaks of sunshine there looking off to the east, but you can see the cloud cover that's already taking over and working and advancing across the remainder of the Wobbles community early this morning. Let's jump over here and let's get a gander. It is a frigid start for us. That is the promise. We got readings located anywhere between the low and mid-20s region-wide. Cold spot here on the north side of Warren County all the way down to 23.2 degrees. Want the kiddos layered up. Looking like Ralphie from A Christmas Story, if you will, getting all bundled up there before you head out for the bus stop early this morning. Let's jump over here and let's talk about what's in store for us because, folks, we have got loads and loads of weather impacts to talk about, all right? First and foremost, we're going to be working throughout today and into tomorrow with that area of low pressure to our north and west and high pressure to our south and east. You can blatantly see the solid black bars here. These are pressure bars known as isobars. That is signifying the changes in pressure. Whenever you have high pressure and low pressure that's located on the opposite regime of each other, we have a tightening pressure gradient force. This creates very strong winds, and this is exactly what we're going to experience. As you can see, that tightening pressure gradient located right over the heart of the Commonwealth, all right? This is going to continue throughout today all the way into our Wednesday, and by the time we roll into sunrise on Wednesday, we're going to have this cold front that's going to be right here on our doorstep. We're going to have northwest flow that's going to take over behind that front, but out ahead of it, we could be getting in on a scattered light rain chances, even a light scattered wintry mix at times as this evolves and works south and east of the region, all right? So let's jump over here and let's talk about in the near term our wind speeds. Watch as the pressure gradient tightens up after we get past sunrise this morning. We're already seeing gusts out there, 10 to 15 miles an hour, but by the time we roll into mid-morning into lunchtime, these things are really going to start to kick up. Wind speeds and gusts of 20 to 30 miles an hour. Then we work into the overnight with the approaching cold front, and these winds are only going to increase in velocity and have readings upwards of anywhere between 30 to 40 plus miles an hour as we work into the overnight and throughout the morning hours of our Wednesday, all right? These winds will be warming us up rather significantly, but you can see here, folks, after that cold front passes, these winds are going to be turning out of the north and west, keeping the Wobbles community on the fringe of these temperature pendulum swings that good old Kentucky weather continues to deliver here across the basically the entirety of the state. Jumping over here and taking a look at the latest simulated radar, we're going to be dry throughout today, but as early as this evening into tonight, we could have a few scattered light rain showers on the docket. Here we are getting into sunrise on Wednesday, and here comes the passing front between mid-morning and lunchtime. And then right there on the back side of that, folks, wouldn't be surprised at all with our temperature profiles of seeing the opportunity at a wintry mix in here. You might get some flying snowflakes or some sleet, but where temperatures are going to be located, not really expecting any sort of impacts or accumulations out of this whatsoever, right? Let's jump back over here and let's talk about what's in store after we get that cold front by here, because we have got plenty to talk about. First and foremost, the cold front works through here. We're going to be back on the pendulum swing of cooler temperatures on Thursday. Then we work into Thursday night into Friday morning, and yeah, this thing is going to bring some question marks for us. We've got this little low pressure system, little clipper. It's going to be diving down to the south and east. It looks like to the north and east side of the low, we're going to have this nice little swath of light to moderate snow showers. And you can see, folks, if you take a look right here and we dissect, we're going to be right along the fringe and just northeast of the Wobbles community. So, as Johnny Cash would say, we are going to be walking the line yet again. Looks like we could get a little bit of snow out of this. We'll be looking at how models evolve here over the next 24 to 48 hours. Anything that we get could be light to moderate at times, but the bulk of it looks to be located just northeast of the region, primarily over northern and eastern Kentucky, to get in on this little snow action, perhaps up in the Louisville metro, up into Jeffersonville, Indiana, and points down to the south and east, all right? So that's the first one we're going to have to keep close eyes on, and then take a look at the weekend to follow. Folks, we got models that are hinting at a major surge of Arctic air that's been kind of waffling back and forth on our mid and long range model guidance. But long story short, take a look here as we work throughout the weekend. Saturday doesn't look too shabby, but then we work into Saturday night, into Sunday morning, and we have the opportunity of another winter weather maker impacting the region. All eyes are going to be on the exact track of this low pressure system. And with us still being 5 to 6 days out from this thing, we still got plenty of changes that will be on the horizon. That is a promise. If we're able to displace this low a little bit further to the south and east, this would place our blue colorations and snow a little bit further to the south. Right now, it's got us receiving all rain and actually a few rumbles of thunder Saturday night into early Sunday morning, with a possible brief transition over to snowfall. But again, all eyes are going to be on this area of low pressure here as we work throughout the weekend for another potential winter weather maker. Regardless of what we receive on the snowfall or sleet or any sort of winter weather shenanigans, we are looking at the opportunity at frigid cold conditions arriving in here as we work into our Sunday. You can see this trough diving down, Canadian high pressure keeping a very strong northwesterly wind component behind this weather maker. It remains to be seen, folks, but some model guidance is pointing towards the opportunity of maybe not escaping the 20s for highs as we work throughout our Sunday. So we're definitely going to need to pay close attention to that. Opportunity for single digits to follow Sunday night into Monday morning. Not written in stone, but the signal is there, so we're going to be monitoring that very closely, to say the least. Take a look at our temperature anomalies throughout this point in time to give you a better idea of what we're going to be dealing with. Here we are looking at Friday morning, and then here we are getting into Saturday. We're going to be a few degrees below average, but watch the surge of Arctic air behind that passing weather maker that could be bringing us some winter weather Saturday night into our Sunday. Look at that spread down to the south and east, and look at the time by the way we roll into Sunday afternoon. It's showing us with a possibility of being 22 to 25 degrees below average for this time of year. As previously mentioned, if this comes to fruition, many of us won't be escaping the 20s for highs with single-digit lows, opportunity of sub-zero wind chills. We're going to need to keep eyes on this regardless of any winter weather, but that is some dangerous cold that we could be dealing with, so obviously we're going to be keeping very close eyes on that as well. Here's a full breakdown of your next 6-day weather forecast for today into our Wednesday. Extraordinarily windy. We should have mostly cloudy skies this morning with any luck, some breaks of sunshine as we work into this afternoon. Clouds increase tonight and temperatures stay up ahead of the passing cold front. Scattered rain chances, maybe a wintry mix in there throughout our Wednesday. Highs between the low and mid 50s. Southwesterly winds 25, 35, perhaps even 40 miles an hour at times. Northwesterly winds take over behind the front. Highs not escaping the low 40s on Thursday. Some of us might not even get out of the 30s for that matter. Friday will warm back up between the mid and upper 40s, and then all eyes are on the weekend. Potential for highs not escaping the low to mid 30s on Saturday. Lows in the teens to lower 20s Saturday night. These are question marks. Sunday is currently showing a high of 37, but as I was just showing you there on at least one model member guidance, it's not having us get out of the 20s. So numerous question marks here throughout the weekend. We'll be keeping very close eyes on that and updating you as necessary. That'll be all for me this morning, folks. Landon here with you for your weather or not forecast presented by On Target. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Don't forget the winter gear before you head out early this morning. Have a blessed Tuesday.